Babylon, and you notice what she did? She take away CPAP, she take away this, she taking away that, just as Christiano saying, she taking away this, she taking away that, everything she just taking away,
Yeah, because, so like, first and foremost, all praises and glory to Yahweh, Shai, Bashim, Kakodash. It's just for the life. The blood of apostles and elders are great men, so now teachers and side teachers, like legend, you know, this working society and the truth. I don't know if anybody else's life. So like, it's just for, the Trinidad camp preach. Right, so we continue. What I was saying is that she is basically Psalms 1:1. She's on the council of the wicked. Right, so like you watch different TikTokers like Rambles and whatnot. Maybe not Rambles in particular, but other TikTokers would mention that she following the mandate. She's like a mini DJ. She's like a mini DJ, right? So like her stance, even the way she answers questions. I don't know if you also Akash Samaru asking her, who does she see as the does she see you Nicolas Maduro as the president of Venezuela? And she refused to answer. And then he continued badgering her and she said, I'm not going to be bullied into answering. Because she's on the council, somebody get the Psalms 1:1 Babakasha. Yeah, because at the end of the day, she answering, she's speaking, she moving. They agree. And then it have no reason for her not to agree. She's a heathen. Psalms 83 as you was quoting there just now.
Yeah.
You know? Go ahead.
Is it because Psalm chapter 1:1 say, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
No, this kingdom is so wicked that you have female rulers, right? So you have Trinidad have a female ruler, you have Barbados have a female ruler, right? And some certain other countries, right? You know, like things like that. Let me come inside here. I always meditate to myself, what makes Trinidad so special? But one thing we have is our red house, and I have the White House. You know, what makes Trinidad so special? And I mean, we being born and grown here, right? We see the allegiance they have with America. That's why I know what America represents in the scripture, right?
They say, walking not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners.
No, the counsel of the ungodly, when they go into the word ungodly, it's go back to Rasha, sorry, which is the same word for wicked in Job 9:24. So the ungodly is who we saw, right? And their counsel. And that was beautiful, you know, women, before the camera started as well. That basically, the old confederate, they have the same mind, right? And who they really against? They're really against Israel. Yeah, that's right. Just before I came, I was preparing, and I was listening to this speech of Headset. And it was a beautiful speech. I love it. Not for the one to sound like Trump, but I love it. Right? Because as we the Hebrew Israelites have always been pointing out that there's going to come a time, right, where you people out here, the unbelievers, you're going to be persuaded. As Modestis brethren from Miami Camp, Karab used to say, in hindsight, your vision being 2020, then you would know that there had been a prophet among you. Right? Because as the scripture in Sirach, I think it's Sirach chapter 12 states, right, never trust thy enemy. You all been sitting and moving up and down with these heathen as though you all are one. You all not one, and you show me that. Look at the hatred. The hatred is being shown to who? To Jacob. Jeremiah 30:7 says a time of Jacob's trouble. Who being afflicted? You're not hearing them afflicting the Ishmaelites. You're not hearing Ishmaelites. You're not seeing Ishmaelites on TV, on Fox 6, Fox 5, Fox 11, CBS, NBC. You're not seeing Ishmaelites. You're not seeing Moabites. You're not seeing Elamites. You're not seeing Hamites. You're not seeing none of them being persecuted by ICE. Here you see it. Northern Kingdom, and Southern Kingdom.
This is Psalms 64, start from 1. You say, hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. You say, preserve my life from fear of the enemy.
Preserve their life from the fear of the enemy. How are we being preserved from the fear of the enemy? True knowledge. Isaiah. Sorry, 33 and verse 6 say what? Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability at that time. So you find that, again, I said, I am very happy at what I'm seeing here. I'm glad. I love this speech. So when the white people think glass, so it's telling them, basically, They are domestic threats. I'm for it. And we know who the domestic threats represent. We see who they attack. That's what it represents. Apostle Tahak, he would have said for the past 3 days, we in Jacob's trouble. Jacob in trouble. So the ones of Jacob who are preserved from that trouble are the ones who need knowledge. Right?
Say verse 2, it say, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
From what? The secret counsel of the wicked. Right? It was once spoken in secret behind closed doors, but not outright. You know because what? The scripture called this man thou most proud. Right? I listened to the speech. First time I didn't listen to the speech when everybody was looking for it on Tuesday. I didn't listen to it. I listened to it today. Beautiful. Right? Department of War. Somebody give me Exodus 3 and 15. So I don't know who you're bucking up for. Apostle Gabbar, whole I think it was the past 2 weeks. Apostle Gabbar referring to Yahweh Shai by his other title. The King of Terrors. Sorry, 15 and 3. 15 and 3. See that is spirit of it. You know what I say?
Yeah.
Anybody have it?
Yeah, go on.
The book of Exodus chapter 15 and 3.
Come on.
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is a man of war.
Yeah, so Department of Defense, the Department of War. In this speech, he had a statement he's talking about, well, basically they're not only defensive, they're in the business for offense, or to be aggressive. Right? Basically, they take off all the restrictions by the different policies that the previous administration would have put in to lessen the standards for women and yeah, all the fancy terms, you know, there's alphabet boys. Yeah. You understand? Guess what? We're not going to penalize you for mistakes, right? We all make mistakes, but they want a more aggressive stance. They don't want to fat soul everything. You know, we would have seen the build up. They had China having a march. Trump wanted to celebrate any birthday, and he had a march. And the soldiers were sluggish. You know, the march was nothing.
You say you want to obey those things.
Yeah, you want to obey those
You want to obey anything.
Yeah. No excuse thing if you don't like it, find a new profession.
When you say your sister the men who training them have the rights to beat them.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, they have rights to beat them. So that when you in that kind of industry and you get that kind of beating and thing, you ain't careful nobody knows nothing that. What was the warrior ethos? When you look at the first thing, it says any mission complete. You know?
There was a movie I think it came in the early 80s. It's called Soldier with Kurt Russell. And in that movie called Soldier, he going up from a child, soldier, and when he came out of the army, basically, he went by a certain woman and he was helping she out because he escaped from the treachery now. And she asked him, why he doesn't move that way? Why would he say, all I know is discipline, training, order, discipline, training, order. That's all he knew. That's all he knew. Yeah. And he didn't have to trust nobody. Nothing. A shadow move, you have to walk with it. Right?
That was it, right? Yeah.
Alright, Psalm 64. Verse 2 it say, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
Somebody look up the word insurrection. Right? The insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Right? Now, when they go back to the Psalms, when it happened that Rai was reading, right? They say, but from the counsel of the ungodly and from some of the sinners. Right? These governments, your rulers, your leadership, they say the leaders and people cause you to hear. Right? The government said, I have no problem having people in some people say what he's gonna put a high tax on foreign movies because Hollywood not making enough money.
So like who look at that big insurrection for the
but it's go back to scheming a tumultuous crowd.
To scheming. Right? To scheming a tumultuous crowd. Right? No, that's what it's looking like. That's what it's looking like. Is that the enemies make a turmoil against who? Basically against Jacob. Right? What's the conspiracy? The conspiracy is against Jacob. right? You have border patrol, ICE, you have National Guard, you have the Army in Chicago in all these different states. I did a video about yesterday, the day before, right? Bodies just turning up in the bayous in Houston, Texas. Bodies just turning up in the bayous, right?
It was really to finish off this too because just as I say the Confederate against Jake, because as the topic where we going on no work for Egypt, right? Because Jake getting laid off as Christian was going into, right? If I could just finish off this here, right? Let's say Haggai 1:6, he has sown much and bringing little, he eat, but he have not enough, he drink, but he are not filled with drink, he clothe you, but there is none warm, and he that earneth wages to put it into a bag of holes, right?
Which means, you know, the little money that you're making, the little salary that you're getting, you know, flower, but the scripture says what? We are yet to see our captivity and the subjected unto payments. Alright? Now, our next thing, the other day I was conversing with a nurse and pursuant to what she was showing me, the Lord showed me that this is going to be the catalyst and for them who especially in the medical fraternity, running to take this thing here. Because the other day my mom made my little joke with she and whatnot, so forth. You know what? But to make a long story short, what she was telling me is that nurses, a matter of fact, nurses, the other day she said, one of she colleague, who about 4 years again to go, went to find out, you know, what will be she pension, you know, how much she will be collecting for she pension, you know, when she retire and whatnot, so forth. And what she until she $400. 400 because the thing is nurses and whatnot, so forth, their pension it comes from the institution itself now. It's not like you know how regular people get government pension. No, that's why there are some called a pension plan. You understand? Within the institution itself. So the institution is give them, once they're making over 5,000, right? Once they're making over 5,000, they're not allowed to get government pension. 5,600 or something like that. So something to that effect. They're not supposed to get government pension. So they will be getting a pension from the institution itself. So that's why, you know, they have a pension plan set up where when they get paid, money goes towards pension set up. But the thing is, $400 a month, what $400 a month could do? She tell me, she said, boy, my friend tell me when she hear that, she feels sick. She stay home for 2 days. Then went back to them and tell them how it is going on. If it is that I had to go through, it's better you give me my thing in a lump sum, and I go see why you could do it. So it ended up picking to me because it does have a lot of them insurance. I don't know if it's insurance brokers, it is called them whatever, but them insurance people now, but they does always come to deal with them, and them so that they can set up a pension plan in the insurance company. So that's why them people just say yeah. Because we know nothing to get really when we done after all them years of service, you need to tell me $400 to $1,000 you getting per month, along with just your little measly NIS 2,000 a month or whatever. You say yeah. You say look at that. So no.
Psalm 62 and verse 3, it says, how long will ye imagine mischief against a man? Ye shall be slain, all of you, as a bowing wall shall ye be, and as a tottering fence. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency, from Jake. They delight in lies, they bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly, Selah.
And we read Psalm 64 verse 3. Yeah, go back up.
Psalm 64 verse 3, it said, who bent their tongues like a sword and bend their bow to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
Even what?
Even bitter words.
So when you Israelites think happiness come, I tell you, wait till you watch it. Wait till this one read the budget and you'll see the kind of evil coming out. The kind of evil she's going to be saying in the budget. You understand? It could just be more sadness. But guess what? Crime is going to escalate on a higher scale. These demons, you all got to be in the spirit, you know, and pray as often could be, because crime is going to get at those demons going to turn up on a different level.
I can we offer a whole lot of jakes already. I mean, over 10,000 on CPF. Then now in the ministry now, there's plenty jakes now want to contract now, they're laid off. Yeah. And now what you're trying to do is revise the system to bring in permanent workers, to bring in them and permanent jobs. Yeah. To make sure they can stay in the office now. Yeah. Right? This is what these foolish jakes went and vote for. Right? They went and dip their hand in blood to bring in a freaking heathen. Right? Basically, they make a covenant with a heathen.
They say, movement and TikTok.
Give me second just 50. Yeah. And one people shall sacrifice.
They were saying when you went see when everybody was watching.
Because basically, we just say, when we quote that scripture, we just say, we just quote it more for America and Jake and Esau. But down here in Trinidad, Jake and Elam going to fight too. Yeah. I'm telling you. Jake and Elam going to, remember my words, Jake and Elam going to fight too. It's going to have war down here too.
And that's something, believe it or not.
She's turning it up, Flakia, she's turning up in such a way that Jake going to, take what I'm telling you, he has no choice.
Yeah, you see it, kill it.
With the characters that you hold, Zephaniah 1 and 12.
So when she Jake will out bread, no room for Jake. Except upon them Elam.
Shalom.
You know, because I was listening to it and they say, so what if the man drops you a gun? Still you know? Them think that is basically for Jake.
You see, you people out there don't want to hear the reality of what's going on. And we're not here to pacify for you all. We're going to tell you plain, thus says the Lord, is only the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. What are these scriptures? Hold on.
In 2 Ezra 15 and 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein.
Now you hear how beautiful that song? Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Well,
it says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh.
The Lord said that the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. It's coming. It's coming. Read.
And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand.
In America primarily, but down here in the Caribbean, because that same spirit will come down here.
Okay, too, right now with the digital ID, people are already in the streets right now.
Yeah.
Right? So you see this
civil war.
Still enough.
They can test how much they want. They can't stop it.
No, they can't. Because the Lord causing it to come into fruition.
They can protest how much they want. Same thing for down here. When all these things, all these measures started to be implemented and you know, and things started to get more and more hard. You all can mumble and grumble and whatever. They ain't gonna do nothing. It's still gonna take place. It's still gonna come to pass. This will come to pass. Right? That will come to pass. Because this is going to be the trial of the whole world. You understand? That is going to be the trial of the whole world. Because that is the end game. That is what they're reaching to. That is what they want.
Known in the scripture as the hour of temptation.
God.
You're going to make that final decision in your
life. Yeah, that's the biggest decision you ever had to fucking make. The biggest decision I'm going to have.
Big brother was saying about finding bodies over the place and so forth. I remember saying in the past, they're going to talk about the UBIs. People have a youth. They have hundreds of millions of people in America and out of different places have millions of people. The government is not going to be giving UBIs to all these people to just keep them alive month after month.
They call them useless.
Yeah. So you gotta eliminate, you know, like
remember the Georgia guy, so for years, to keep humanity, you need 500 million, right? Within balance and simultaneously, we just before the destruction of the guys, right? Saying that they're going to reduce population by 90%. And the 10% that we need, and that, out of that 90, let's say it's a pie chart of 100. In that pie chart of 100 of population, elites not included. They're above that. They're outside of that. Because as the ship said, they seek to establish themselves to be gods. Right? So the Heavenly Father is not physically here on it. Right? He's outside of the earth. So they see themselves outside of that sphere. Right? They say to reduce the population by 90% and to have 10% as servants, servitors, and technicians for the AI and the robots. Right? So there's a terror, there's a dystopian future. That's not a utopia, it's a dystopia. Right? You have the Genius Act. The Genius Act established the first comprehensive federal regulatory framework for payment stablecoins in the U.S. mandating one-to-one reserve banking of U.S. dollar or treasuries monthly public disclosure of reserves and monthly audits for issuers. It creates licensed permitted users grants stablecoin holders priority in insolvency and requires compliance with banks Secrecy Act for anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing. The law signed by President Trump on July 18, 2005 aims to protect consumers, promote U.S. leadership in digital assets and stabilize the market by clarifying users for issuers and financial institutions. So they're going towards a digital framework for money, right? So that all the gain sales, like last week, the scopper, the last thing he said before you take car, he said, this is not the market release. This is compliance. Right? Well, you compliant, take it now. That's it. Revelation for us, that's 444. Right? And the 8, infinity. Right? Infinity goes to the left. Yeah, you comply to that. Right? That's because your heart is in Egypt. Isaiah 36. Right? You're going for the heart.
Well, let me start with the right? It say breaking President Trump is considering providing taxpayers with 1,000, 2,000 stimulus checks with tariff revenue, right?
That breaking news right now.
That was actually yesterday. I didn't get time to share it now, right? But coming back now, someone posted, right? So President Trump is considering implementing a universal basic income service that will most likely require a digital identification to access digital funds. That is go straight into the laws of the Genius Act. You understand?
And that's this thing not to be taken lightly too, because the digitalization really needed to have no type of confidentiality. You have all of the information. You can have a whole file on you, what you like to eat, what you like to drink, who's your friends, your family. That's what money has it.
Yeah, that why it have a Facebook. It have Facebook from the jump. Facebook was a CIA.
It was a CIA.
Yeah, and from that, all these other
YouTube too?
YouTube,
you tell them yourself.
The information gathering.
That's right.
YouTube, Facebook, all these things, the devil was trying, it's like your algorithm, right? They form a transhumanism through getting information on yourself, you telling about yourself, things that you like.
You haven't been collecting your whereabouts, you know everybody in the year.
But why? So that the institute will go ahead. So that basically they will have the ability, you know, to penalize us. And what the UBI is about, you know, we see these ads that we share amongst one another. That's in the most recent, 2 or 3 days ago, where they showing you like the Chinese girl who drives in the car.
Yeah.
She have this amount of money in the bank, and she get a traffic infraction, and then next infraction. She get the traffic infraction, and she get frustrated with all the you read it, with all the taxation. You know, just to put it in back the hole. And then she had her outdoors and she kick the car, take a picture of that. For reporting that, and she get more taxes. Then at the end of it, she said, I'm in her home, and you saw Baji. the sentinels bad you.
Tell them, don't try to run. Yeah, we come clear.
So basically what? Social credit score system.
Right.
Tolerance points.
I say it is.
Tolerance points.
Where that's at? The beta program for that was in Moab.
Yeah,
Right?
China.
So now, you saw when Huff and Puff and make it look like China is a big enemy, right? But they working in alliance with China. China is part of the system. The secret tells you nothing sounds really true. So they ain't fooling nobody when headset spoke. Headset talk about the enemy in China, right? And he was boasting on the iterating that America has to do this and best right? And what is being depicted is not that. So it's about now revival of the proper image of the American military forces. Right?
Back here, back the same I think first time you mentioned that. You know, we say we done with America now. We move on to China and India and all them places like that. So it's a gradual breakdown of America from within.
Right.
You know?
I remember watching one of these watching a video on they're talking about China considering the WEF and that 10%, and they were saying like they talk about the less eaters and they talk about China will be compliant in that time. You already find that there are people that be very obedient. You understand? So that the Moabites, the discipline and the obedience. So they have no problem. They have no problem with putting them in place. Because basically the elites know that probably the most rebellious people who look like Moabites are going to be Jake who's scattered up in there. Right? Because but the natural born Moabite, right? His mindset is so okay.
A few years ago, I remember doing a video, the Xi Jinping was actually doing DNA tests for the Y chromosome of boys and men. Why would he be doing that? Because he knows Jake is among them, as the scripture says, I think it's Jeremiah 16, where he says, the outcast among Moab, Judah among Moab. So he knows they have a lot of Jakes among them who looking just like them.
The leaders of all these nations know who we are. Modi know who we are, and Modi is still a small fry. You understand? They're going to have the elite spiritual leaders in head. Like we had Satmaraj. Satmaraj was the leader of the Hindus, the Elamite Hindus in Trinidad. And he used to say to them, right? They know who we are. It's just Jake don't know who they are. Right? They don't know that the almighty power, the only true power Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, because there was many and God's many, but Yahweh Hashem Yahshai is one. And what you're seeing happening here now is going back to what Genesis, is it Genesis, is it 6? No, 10.
Babel.
Tower Babel.
11 chapter.
Right? 11.
Yeah.
Right? Well, it was in one language. Yeah. Right? All these things are brought out in the speech. They just already analyze our speech and question principle the spirit. They see the spirit of this devil that is in Russia. And you can identify that the earth is really given into the hands of the wicked. So all the characteristics of the wicked look out for it from him. And basically he's been telling you, no, he's manifesting himself. And that's what the scripture says in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Right? The son of perdition, that man of sin has to be revealed. Right? Who really wants war? He's saying it. Nobody wants to go to war. Right? Nobody wants war. The outcry from all these individual nations in the UN. Stop the war in the AI. Right? Stop that war. Nobody likes to see bloodshed. Nobody likes to see children. This politician, the Prime Minister of Barbados. She have some beautiful speeches. I was telling some brothers in our chat. I was like, international chat. I was like, these were old politicians. All these politicians, they were old. They were there back in Rome back then. That's all these prophets, subject to the prophets coming back. Is that's where it's coming back. The type of killings when they see dismemberment feeling in our body, right? They will say that, hey, here is the Venezuelans. Why? Because the Venezuelans, the tribe actually South Americans, right? Remember they are the same spirits that was back then as the Aztecs and the Mayans? They was doing flesh sacrifices unto what? Unto the gods. It's the same spirits coming back. Reincarnation is real. Well, that's amazing.
Back into the money system. There's Ezekiel 7 and verse 17. It says, all hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water.
Yeah, see, these people walking up and down as though today is the same as yesterday. This year is the same as last year. Christmas coming around the corner. If it's certain radio station, you know, probably in October. It started in fucking July.
Yeah. Yeah,
In July,
Christmas in July, yeah,
God, you
Christmas
go
in
July,
July, yeah.
you try to go straight, go in there, Christmas in July. I wouldn't have fun there, you know, see, I get you.
Ezekiel 7 and 18. They say, they shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all faces, and baldness upon all heads.
Yeah, see all the keyboard warriors against the Hebrews, right? Right, that's what coming to you. Shame and horror coming towards you. Right? Look at what's going on. Look at what's going on. Apostle do about 4 videos before the live yesterday. You understand? Hey, time's different. Time's changing. Your plans for today and tomorrow, you know, you have to change them plans. Seek the Lord while he may be found.
That's right.
Right? Submit yourself to Yahweh Shai. Because if there's one thing for sure, 2 things for certain. When Yahweh Shai burst the sky, every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. So then you will know, right? When they see the prophets going up, the elect going up, way boy, you well fucked up. Then they know that it's fucked up.
Yeah,
You understand?
At that moment.
At that moment they knew. Yeah? Ezekiel 7 and 19. They shall cast their silver in the streets. And
what went on in Venezuela? What went on in Greece? What went on in yeah, they're trading money in the streets. Go ahead.
and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. They shall not satisfy their souls.
Yeah, they're not going to take no bribe by them. They're not going to take no bribe. Right? You can't pay for your salvation in that day. Right? You so can't pay the Lord to not gain a judgment. You're going to be judged. Go ahead.
And going back into the same thing we was talking about with the social credit score system, you know, because when they get a UBI, you're not going to be buy what you want number. They say the doctor tell her what, prescribe some beef, some protein. What she get?
Try to eat fucking worms.
Mealworms. Mealworms. That protein, yeah?
That protein, and they see so putting that shit out in the science. That's what they call science. They talk about mealworms, grubs, cockroach milk. They say cockroach milk is the most nutritious milk, man. Fuck you, Esau. Fuck you, even.
Witchcraft in science, right?
Yeah, boy.
Wickedness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that in China, taking feces and taking meat and saying high protein.
Wickedness, boy. But they're not eating that shit, right? They're definitely not eating that shit. Is it, yeah?
But even America, that's taking horse crab, and it was horse crab.
Yeah.
And brothers
Blue, yeah.
taking that sort of pure cancer, heart problem.
I think it's not to make me part of the nutrition.
Yeah.
Correct, right. Yeah? They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity.
This is something that right? You're going to pay for your sins. Right? Because you refuse to happen to the prophets warn you. They was proud last week. I'm often passing and seeing all that. So I say I was sitting in here and I have a question. All they need to be calm, and there's a calmness in confidence. Yeah, I was calm. I listened to you. We went through. We answered your questions systematically. That was it. Long way from our God. At the end of the day, we went up into the heavens. Right? Because the scripture said we prophesied unto the wind. Before we had fruit, we prophesied to the wind. Before he had prophetic vibration, he and our one was out on the high. He prophesied unto the wind, and then the fruit slowly came in. Right? That's how it was. That's how it is. Right? The angels bear record. That's how it said. That's how the scripture said we're going to go down. Right? The apostles will go there. 10 years called fruit. 10 years called fruit, and then the fruit started coming. Right? Then on YouTube, then the camp started, then brother started to wake up. Right? Dallas, LA, so on and so forth. Right? And look where we are now. Right? The Lord, what do they say in Christianity? The Lord is sometimes he doesn't be on time, but he always on time. Yeah, that kind of riddle. He's never on time, but he's on time. Some kind of thing so. It's in the Lord's time at the end of the day. Right? The prophets, in the end, they shall speak. What?
There's another one here. This is Zephaniah 1 and 10. They say, and it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be a noise of a cry from the fish gate.
So like, the vision is yet for an approach time. The vision is for an approach time. That is Daniel 12. Right? But in the end it shall speak. In the end it's speaking. Go ahead.
There shall be a noise of a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills.
And a great crashing from the hills. So what about these women? Right? You have these women that depend on the WIC section 8 government assisted programs, housing, baby grant, food grant, all these things we have down here, right? We have simultaneously, we have them up there, right? They're gonna have a noise.
You see the video from the big brother over there. I think the GMS Watchman is his channel. Where he where a woman walking. I don't know if some the way they distribute the food stamps or whatever, because of the government shutdown, she lost out on food stamps. She currently now, I have 9 children to feed.
Yeah, fuck you on it.
I have 9 children to feed and I need my food stamps.
I don't know if you saw that video when I see church, we see, and everybody was asleep 2 o'clock in the morning.
And the children was naked and
The children naked and shit, and they take them out and when they bring them out to the street, right? Besides that, one of the items besides say, fuck your kids, fuck them children. They say fuck your children, but that's it. That's it. These children, women, it don't matter because the time gonna come, she can say, the woman gonna love them, the maids gonna love them for their husbands.
16.
Right?
Teach go and film, you know.
I mean, man, but you know them, they have all kind of smart ways to do. So I didn't take him out because he, a big man, sit down by, you know, where the maxi stand, where the maxi is coming by the bank like this, he goes in the section there, right? He cut from my man address, right? He sit down in the corner there, but he see him walking towards one of the he started explaining to what you're doing, processing checks the money back again, and if I can get the last side, Jake, I know him wrong. I know I see his face around. You just don't want to work.
And a quick one to back all you up. Second edge, just 15.
Is he rightfully called Jacob?
Yeah. Second edge, just 15 and 55. The reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom. Therefore shalt thou receive recompense. Like as thou hast done unto my chosen, saith the Lord, even so power do unto thee, and he shall deliver thee into mischief.
Yeah, because it's beautiful how the Lord have it set up. Because your freaking prophets, your prophets are all your whoredom. They're not prophesying against this sky. As you can say, they're not building up the hedge. Right? They're building the hedge. The hedge, it's a circle. To make a circumference around, right? To hedge around, right? They're going to make like a circle around for protection, right? You're not protecting your gate and the road, which is the gate of trouble, which this year is going to be implemented mandatory, right? With RFID microchip. The ship they sit but says elect, and because thou hast kept thy faith, I will keep you against the hour of temptation. Right? The elect, we come out here because we have faith that they come in. We have faith that the terror coming in, that the trouble coming in. Yeah. The same way we're looking forward for the deliverance, we're looking forward for the terror. Yeah. Right? It's beautiful, it's beautiful. I keep telling me news, I keep saying beautiful, yeah. Right? Because it means that we're one day closer, one step closer to the day of the Lord. Because the evils must come before the good. Right?
3 o'clock can't come before 2 o'clock.
Exactly.
That's right.
3 o'clock can't come before 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
When that happens?
It can. Yeah, the second address 15 and 57, it reads, thy children shall die of hunger. And
as you wicked unbelievers, right? You feed them. Yeah, right.
And thou shalt fall through the sword.
And thou shalt fall through the sword. Right? Right.
Thy cities shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field. They that be in the mountain shall die of hunger.
Right, so you hear Jake. Here's a good point. I go flee to the mountains. Well, the fucking army have cameras with visions, views, different views. Infrared, UV, heat seeking. Look, fucking probably you see a carbon now, you breathe, you see the fucking air. You understand? You have Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. If you go on the website, they have a vehicle that can drive up here and extra and see straight through your fucking house.
Yeah, but if you could go on your phone and go on Google and let's use Google Maps and see the color of somebody roof.
Right.
What you could really do.
Yeah. But when them satellites that necessarily have in the heaven, you can't hide in the mountains. right? When they went to take the Vietnam army, right? Yeah, the forest was the forest. Right, the Vietnamese with the different guerrilla warfare and whatnot, and the Vietnamese was trained in our forest. They was fucking them up. You know what they did? They came and they got Agent Orange, right? And tracks, right? And they sprayed the forest, and they also fucking set use napalm and set the forest on fire. So they'll burn your ass up inside there. When the forest on fire, you smell money cool.
and then China, not only China, I think Elon Musk and them, they doing it too. As a kind of robot, something that
Yeah, the robot dog.
Yeah, that for mountain.
The cheetahs. I say a fucking robot.
It's the climb mountain.
I say a fucking robot come down here like a beetle boy. The fucking robot come down like a beetle boy. If you see it, you have a beetle that's kind of move slow. It have some long antenna, two antennas that's curved. It come down, it flow long like that. And when the robot ting down, the robot start to fucking walk so hard.
Yeah.
It's like, man, 2 minutes alive. You understand? They have them shit.
Like I said in the last video I did, I said this movie that the Lord is about to show, it had no camera to say cut, let's do it again. This is real.
No, this, you know, they used to say, what is the greatest show on earth? Yeah. Right? This is the greatest show about the Africa.
Yeah, this is going to be the biggest I told you so moment.
Yeah, you see, Jake, he so love to fireworks on Independence Day. This our true Independence Day coming. And they're going to have real fireworks. 200 million missile fireworks. You should just say the heaven shall be clear the glory.
I like Jimmy Jake had on this GMS get this work on the other channel. Hopefully like you say see when warheads coming through, warheads are forward, missile after the missile coming through. Yeah, but serious. Like same thing so you see in Revelation 9, you see the missiles coming through and separating and spreading out.
Hey, China have this 61.
Yeah, it's 61.
China have this 61. 60 warheads and one hydrogen bomb. You understand?
Say nobody in the world
Have anything like that.
have that.
America.
Hey,
We
we
have
have
Trump saying, we have Trump. Yeah. Right. That's the proper word.
Trident and we had the Minuteman and
We have fucking never seen before. Oh, UK, China, and Russia is in this rhetoric, and they know that what they're saying is true, factual. That's why the cameraman catch us going up on the plane. I want to be like Kim and Putin. I want to be respected. Now you have headset and your team going through, right? And shaking up the generals and the commanders.
They worry about
You want them looking like this, hey, to look like a fucking soldier, to have a soldier hat. Yeah, but it's all beautiful. Well, you can get that in a second dress as well, right? Because the troops going to be guarded in Revelation. They're going to be guarded in the body of Armageddon, right? They're going to come together, right, to fight with the Lord God, the river Euphrates. But of course, they're going to come together to fight in the enemy. And in the body of House Shabbat, right? They're going to get judged because they're going to turn from fighting one another to fight the House Shabbat. Right? Because they already said that rhetoric that they have aliens, 3I, A, and class is a hostile alien craft, and then they might not come in peace. Yeah, we're trying to come in peace, so you first thing get so they're not coming in peace. Right? Yeah, Shai said what the ship is saying, second just one year Shai. Yeah. He said, yeah, he wouldn't meet them as a man, he would meet them as a spiritual force. And he said that their horses are flesh and not spirit.
all the fighter jets, the submarines, all the weaponry and all these things is man-made.
Yeah.
Man-made, so these things is flesh. You understand? So
The most dangerous weapon any human can have is a gas fire, right? And that the Lord give you that.
Yeah.
So what the Lord have?
Yeah, if the Lord give you that, you can imagine what the Lord have.
The Lord is fire, and He cometh with fire.
Man.
He cometh with fire.
Hey, Sodom and Gomorrah is a perfect example. Right? It's a perfect example.
The Heavenly Father, His Spirit is light. Light is what? Light is heat. Right? The angels, they are ministering spirits and they raise fire. The angel that came to Manoah, the mother of and the mother of Samson. Right? When they ask him his name, he said, what I see you? And when you do, how you leave? He he jumped in the fire and went up. He jumped in the fire and went up. All you have is fire. That's your greatest weapon.
And you can't go in. You yourself can't go in your own fire and jump up. You can't do that. Yeah. You yourself can't go in your own fire and jump up. Good.
My one line here. I was talking with basically everything you were saying to Deuteronomy 28:32. It said, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and feel with longing for them all day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. Right? And that is a place the Lord put upon us, because as we are going into, these nations, you saw Edom first plotting against us, Jacob, and the Lord said, hey, you're not going to have any might in your hand, because mainly you turn your back on the Lord. That is what it's saying verse 15. Right? If it is you don't follow the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, right? These curses are going to come upon you, and this being one of them. Right? So these tutors who still in that mindset, that spirit of Jesus, or partying and all these different things, hey, the Lord not looking your way. You just wood for the fire. Right? So when all these things come upon you, right, suddenly,
and lo, it will come in brackets, sir.
It will come upon you suddenly, right? Because you're saying peace and safety, right? So destruction will not come upon you, and then you say you're going to call upon Jesus, like when in the time of the pandemic, everybody calling on Jesus, and there's more coming. You understand? These things are inevitable.
But that was I said. I hope the Lord going to laugh at them. Right? Because they're going to Isaiah 2 say what they're going to it's Jeremiah 2. They're going to go to their idols, and then they're going to cast them away. Right? And say that let the hills fall on us. So I can make a favor because
he believe in science. And the funny thing is, when the time when you see 19 was around, he didn't take it. And he believe in science. You understand? And people who believe in JC.
You remember the enticement was trust the science.
Yeah,
trust the science.
And he believe in science and didn't take it. But people who believe in
You're a hypocrite. You're a fucking hypocrite.
But it's the same thing with people who believe in JC, because they take it and they don't believe, they believe in the Lord.
We see when they ask him, Mark. We see when they ask him. Why do you take it?
He come into my, I didn't even ask him, he come out and tell me that he said them things, I didn't even know injection to stay good. I was taking that nonsense.
Are you calling nonsense now?
Believe in science and believe in evolution.
Because
he always criticizing some different things.
Like he said, like he's a grandfather. Every time you see me, you always have some question to freaking ask. You asking me about what? About window concerning Noah and the ark.
You should take that question.
About the seven clean animals. Where they is now? I say we mean where they is now on the earth. About the people right? They see what I'm telling you, and you ain't know the answer. Asking me again. I say, you know the difference between clean and unclean? You know the reason why he says 7 clean? You can't answer. And all I go tell you the answer. I say, where's the answer? The seven clean was 7 man. Like, nigga, I said, nigga, you really freaking bug out.
The apostle Paul said, you gotta lead them with a ghetto scholarship. Lead them right, let them foolishness.
Yeah, there's 1 Corinthians 3:11. It says, for other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Mashiach Yahweh.
God.
Now, if any man build upon this foundation,
See all these niggas that smiling and happy right now, I can't wait to see them, they cry tears of blood. You know that? I can't wait to see them cry tears of blood and the fucking hammer come down upon them. All people will go on and hear weapon. There is one thing to be ignorant, but the Bible says for this they are willingly ignorant. Willingly ignorant in a different stage of ignorance.
In the book of Jeremiah, I think it's they say, was as for all the words that God speak for us.
You hear what you're saying, Jeremiah?
But we will not do.
You hear what you're saying? Yeah, we are saying, you know, the Lord say he will do this and he will do that and whatnot, so forth. But here it is going on. Here, look at that. Two, you know, two spots now going down into Egypt.
And that's like I need to call, but and that is why the Lord say, lift not up a cry or a prayer for them. Lead them there. So finish it up with I should have been brother or something.
1 Corinthians 3:12 it says, now if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stone, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest. How? For the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work.
Yeah, the fire going to try your work. Right? So the Lord said what you're going to try his electro or the fire of adversity. So that when you was talking about the finances, the financial system, you know, which is a bit involved with that's fire. Right? To be able to balance the book, sometimes even to pay out your debts or not pay your debts and not be and to still have a job or to still have a roof over your head, to still have something to eat. Right? What the elect gonna go through, you know. You would have hear straight things, you would have hear ISUPK, you would have hear IEIC. This is not our hell, this is not our Babylon, burgers and fringes, you understand, bombites. Because why? You're not going to the fire. Right? Like when you have a shy say, what went just down into the let's just see, when they went to fight Johnny Baptist. Right? Are we shaking in? Are we shaking in? Right? They're not looking out. He was sky like how they saw Johnny Baptist. They that have unfair parent live in king houses. Right? Johnny Baptist is out there passing his cameras here. Right? He was rough between Wild Honey and Lucas. Right? He was rough. He was going through a rough time. But to go through that rough time, it creates a character in you. Right? That is fitting up your house, right? Because at the end of the day, who's your light? Who's your salvation? Who's your strength? Who's your staff? Who's your protection? Well, staff is used for protection. Right? So they say he needed to be beside still waters. Right? Still waters coming into this. You know that they're going through it. Something really tough to bear. Right? But we have the comfort of the scriptures. Read through the comfort of the scriptures. Right? We have patience, we suffer long. Right? But we have a hope of an expected end, which is what? That the things shall be turned right side up. I thought right now it's turned upside down.
I'm about to put something up for some way that's it. So this Deuteronomy 8 verse 2, right? Deuteronomy 8 verse 2. It says, and thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy power led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or not.
Even with the scripture, when you go to the Deuteronomy 2, when you go into have a dream, a fourth prophet come up, right? You're not supposed to go, you're not supposed to take heed to him, right? Because the body scripture says the Lord tested you to keep your heart. You have faith in him, you believe in him, and his word, right? Because he might, like if it comes outlandish, right? The rapture is in the next 2 days. That is not of your heart. The scripture says no man know the day nor the hour, not even the sun, right? Only the Father knows. Right? He comes in the next 2 days. When that 2 days come and nothing happen, right? He give it 2 days in the following month. You understand? That's not false, but he's supposed to be put to death.
You might change the calendar.
Or you might say movie. You say everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die.
Tell us that I know something to do. Everybody will go to heaven, but nobody will there.
This is the book of Surah 27 verse 5. It said the furnace proved the potter's vessel, so the trial of a man is busy.
Yeah, you must go through the tribulation. Everybody stupid Christians don't understand. The Lord is not going to give you an escape out of it. Yeah, our child, the one you call Jesus Christ, he went through the tribulation in his time. And if he went through the tribulation, you got to go through your tribulation. That's why he said, pick up your cross and follow me.
I'm saved by the cross.
Right? And the cross represents the trials of this gospel here and the affliction. Surely if we are afflicted him, if we are afflicted with him, surely we shall be glorified with him. Because we are partakers of his affliction, that's all.
Well,
Yes. So if we continue 1 Corinthians 3 and 13, read it over. It says, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire.
yeah, it shall be revealed by fire, because it's fire. The fire gonna body fire burn up, right? That didn't make the cut. Alright, body fire burn up, that didn't make the cut.
Yeah. It says, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. Yeah. If any man's work abide, which he had built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. Right? So if you build upon Mashiach, Yahushai, you're going to receive a reward. Right? But if any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss. That goes back into the hay and whatnot. Right? He's going to suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved yet so as by fire.
What's that work? The fruit. You come out and they say you have not chosen me, and you shall go forth and bring forth fruit, and the fruit shall be made. That's right. Right? And then there's also the fruit of your doings as well. Right? This is the book of add more on that, eh? I think I have more on that. Keep it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, come. 1 Corinthians 3 and verse 16, it says, know ye not that ye are the temple of power, and that the spirit of power dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of power, him shall the heavenly Father destroy.
Right, so that's what one of the greatest defilement is having another power. Having another power.
That's right.
So that there's a work that's going to be tried.
Hey, this is defined in the temple of the Most High, right?
That's exactly why it was
Yeah. They can.
Yeah,
Jesus the Christ, Jesus the Christ is the conformist God to the system of the world. So Jesus the Christ went to the table. The Catholics, the Christians, none of them, in the name of Jesus, told them not to take the juicy juice. None of them told them not to take the juicy juice.
Right? So like when you read Revelation 16, verse 2, they tell you how defile your flesh will be.
Yeah. But all that so,
Ooze and pus.
you're going to have that inflammation.
When you look at the concept, when you say like another God is like that, so you say remember your foundation, your principles is based on the God you serve. So like you how we serve your about there are certain principles that we follow up on that is like so if you serve our next God is God, let's go and cast everything here away and do something else. Right? Even in Israel, if a man was still serving the law but a man do something else, you would still use those principles to govern the matter.
What should they say? Like if there's an example, a church that you might take that. Then say, so that you basically, so that you're going to fear and not go off.
So you apply those principles and you keep in that. But if it's under something else, you can cast everything away and do according to the works of that particular.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath. So you can't say what it is. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, Yahweh, thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that will be
Just
destroyed.
back up with a Quran. Scale 7. Scale 7 will talk about I will judge you for thine abomination that is wicked.
Listen, this is Isaiah chapter 2, and this is Isaiah 2 and 17. And the loftiness of man shall be bowed down, and the haughtiness of men shall be made low, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. And the idols he shall utterly abolish, and they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth for the fear of Yahweh, and for the glory of his majesty, which is Yahushua, right? And the, right? And the chariots and the angels, right? And the missiles, right? For the glory of his majesty, when it ariseth to shake terribly the earth. It says, in that day a man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made each one for himself, to worship to the moles and to the bats, to go into the clefts of the rocks and into the tops of the rocks. Shalom. For the fear of the Lord and for the glory of his majesty when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth. Cease ye from man whose breath is in his nostrils, for wherein is he to be accounted of. Right? So Esau want to be worshipped and venerated as a god. Right? But you know that what the admonition at the end is? Cease from him. Cease from him. Because as the scripture Isaiah 36, verse 6, they that trust on Pharaoh and Egypt, and so they put their hand upon a what? A broken reed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which when if you lean on it, you're gonna pierce him through. Which you know the piercing is spiritual and it's gonna be physical. It's gonna be a physical parax. It's a pierce. It's a parax, it's a mark, it's a stick with a palisade. Right, and then it's gonna be injected on the knee skin, Michael see him. Right? He says he's gonna put the squeeze on you, Jake. Right? He's gonna put the squeeze on Jacob. Right? No food, no water, no amenities. You know, Jake, we're going into the winter. Remember what the admonition was in Matthew 24? Pray that
It's like being winter.
not being winter.
Yeah.
We're going into the winter. Right? The Passover was what? In the spring, the beginning of the year. Right? The Lord was born in the beginning of the year. Right? We're going into the winter. Let the winter come. And what? The past, let's for now. The digital alongside with the UBI and the universal basic income. Right? All these other different things that they have on the table. All these other draconian measures. Let the winter come. And you can't afford to pay for your lights. You can't afford to pay for your heat. Right? You can't afford to pay for food. And you still have to sleep. Jake gonna take the chip. That's right. Jake gonna take whatever they have to offer.
These niggas think they get away, they're not getting away. And hey, Jake like he commodities because he's complacent in this kingdom here. So Jake go in that direction. You mentioned them when the COVID-19 too, you understand? And I say, oh, don't do it because it will be detrimental to me. But then I want to do it. I mean, I'm a family man. Who got mine then? Yeah?
Statement is also people that follow the laws of the land.
Yeah. You know, the scripture for the generation of less generation.
That's how one that's what he was saying. I believe
Lord can try them for a moment, they don't start to fail the test already. Where, Jake?
quick one line, Matthew 6 and 21. And it says, for where your treasure is.
So that yeah, just simple my friend, but I say, people home by me. When the COVID-19 passed through Frankie home, so my sister said, oh, it's better he gone, because I think he's not going nowhere. And she insisting, yeah, we should go, you want your father, I think he's not going to die, you will die. And look at funny life is that it passed, Frankie get over it, the herbs come, big brother come and jump for me, a brother and a brother of mine, Restore, come and jump a little herb because he's really planting a thing. When we combine them herb, he sweat it out, he urinate it out, he pass it out, guess what? The human body come back. You don't show you I made the herb for the service of man? You understand? Good. So all what Esau tried, these herbs that the Lord made upon the earth there will always come back. The Lord make it that way. The healing, they put me healing in that. But guess what? The Lord called this generation, remember, a faithless generation. Read that.
Matthew 6 and verse 21, and it says, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
Shemai, come on.
Right, going back to what you always see in that one. Right, these jigs, they always want to put trust in the system. Also, the things that this earth, it fascinates them. That's what they love. They love vanity and they love to please themselves. Jake loves to please themselves. Jake loves to be comfortable in this place. But we know we need to get comfortable. And we also have to get complacent, because as soon as you get complacent, I said they're studying this, they're studying that, they're studying everything else, but they're not studying Lord. As it's saying Isaiah 1. Right? They ain't studying about Shemai Shai.
That's also not what you're saying, you know, it's good, you say treasure.
That's right.
You know precious treasure is.
Gone.
I mean, let's go all over to find that. You know? So wherever your treasure is, that way you have life.
That's right.
Huh?
I'm on that.
No, that's our one line.
About precept here. Is Isaiah 65 and 11, it says, but ye are they that forsake the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai,
That's right.
that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Therefore I will number you to the sword.
What the Lord say you go do?
I will number you to the sword.
The Lord say you gonna number them to the sword. What is scoffers and mockers? A lot of women is numbered to the sword, but most of the killings that you're gonna do, they're gonna be, the majority gonna be women. You don't number them to the sword, they ain't right. They was the downfall in the beginning, and they the downfall to the end here. Yeah.
You know that there? Yeah, that's how everything. Verse 12 continuing to say, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, he did not answer. When I spake, he did not hear.
And those same Jake is going to bow down to the slaughter easy. But the woman going to tell them, hey, we have to go this way.
The men done feminine already. They don't even need women to tell them that. The men done behaving like the woman. That's the thing. Yeah.
Because some of them, they done simping already too. The woman, even mother asked them, don't tell us, wait, but I had to make sure my woman good thing. I had to do this, that. No one get one time.
Something I was reading the other day, I was saying, I think this was like the percentage of men that can't go through hardship. I can't remember the headline exactly and the whole thing, but it was going into how men of today, they cannot go through any hard times. They're easier to break now, you know?
Because good times make.
That's why I know when I say
Good times make soft men.
Yeah.
Soft men make
hard times and hard times make strong men.
That will make the
And
elect
it's
go.
cycle.
Because the elect was being tried to be fire.
That's right.
The May shall sustain, right? The powers, they overcome. They are power, they are force. Like they overcome Satan. So they say, I have overcome. You could overcome. The last thing to overcome is death. Death lies in the flesh. They want to fight against the spirit, fight against the flesh. The flesh against the spirit. That's why there must be a change.
That shall be swallowed up in victory. Continue to say, but did evil before mine eyes, and they choose that wherein I delighted not. Right? They say, therefore thus say the Lord, behold, my servant shall eat, but he shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but he shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but he shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but he shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit.
And that's the thing. When you see with Yahweh Shine, you staying in this truth, the Lord got you. The Lord got you. The Lord, I think, Yahweh always in the scripture, which man that ever trusted the Lord and it was not a generation that old. Yeah, the very generation that died.
Yes, sir.
Psalm 37. I think about it like a couple of things. I was in the yesterday and I saw a page down there. I see two Jehovah's Witnesses sit on the cut. And they niche in the people, right? And they fucking stand like how we are the sign. And they stand with all the different magazines. And one said on there, fat two beasts with a fan, electric fan. Let's look at the road. Let's look at the road.
That's how they say. I remember I had like 2015, I believe. I give it to her, something she said, see my picture or something like that. But she had the church going on. So I said, wait, let's do for the Lord. I said, wait, let's do for the Lord. And she now, and let's dance. So I said, yeah, let's do what? And let's dance. So she said in that video, she danced. I said, that is what? I said, that is what let's do for the Lord? So I said, gee, Timothy, and she now, Timothy was a liar.
Really fudge.
He condemned the whole Bible just because them two books that he believed in, it doesn't line up with the book. He decided to confiscate the whole Bible. He said the whole Bible wrong, them two books alone right.
No, also like if we have become the original couple. Jubilee and Joshua. That's something I say. Haggai chapter 1 verse 2. Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, this people say the time is not come, the time that the Lord's house should be built. Like he's so talking about the ones the Amakaites about two temple, right? You look about building a third physical temple, but the time is not when the third temple is being built. As Joshua read earlier on, 1 Corinthians 16, the temple of the Lord is what? No, you not that the temple of the Lord is in you. It says, it says, then came the word of the Lord by Haggai, the prophet, saying, is it time for you, O ye, to dwell in your sea houses, and this house lies? So what the sea houses, when they go to the word sea, it basically means to hide. Hid always, right? So they hide in away behind the Jehovah Jireh, the Jehovah Nisi, and the Jesus and the Yahweh and the Yeshua, and all these different things they hide in away. But guess what? The spiritual house is being recruited because what? They're not being built up. Yahweh Shai's power, the Hawabashim Shai's power is of judgment.
The scripture say, and your house is left in desolation.
Yeah. It's just like how you have to physically feed your body. And then spiritually feed your body. Your body is a Buddha. That's why you're putting up this Buddha, this house, to put on a celestial Buddha. 1 Corinthians chapter 15. Right? Which doesn't work against your spirit, but which is in tandem with your spirit. Right?
That was inspection coming.
No resistance. Right? Just a synchronism or a symbiotic movement. Right now we have a warfare with our members, core section. Warfare with our members, and this is what Esau is going to tap into that warfare. Because Esau is going to make this physical member that he is that tangible, that he can see and touch. He's going to affect this and Jacob Carnal, right? Jacob Carnal and the creature in the spirit, they're not going to be able to stand up and resist. Because the spirit is going to be weak. You should say if thou faint in the day of adversity, because like the sun is what? It is what? Right? Because it wasn't being built up. The truth is what built you up. Right? The truth enjoy forever. That way should say the truth enjoy forever. These churches, these false pastors and teachers, these false people, they're not teaching you the truth. Right? The book of Jubilee and teaching you the truth, the book of Joshua and Enoch not teaching you the truth. Right? And how about Shimei said to the Rakako, that's teaching the truth.
If I may add, just to show that how you know that Christianity and all the religion where Esau pour out for the sheiks on the western side, that they so believe in, and they don't believe in us because we busting their bubbles. So we busting all their hope, their expectations, their dreams. So what that happen to them now when the soul come down, they're gonna be like in a wow, they're gonna be in a maze, they're gonna be in a shock. Like this what happening right now? I didn't know it gonna be like this. And they're gonna be paused a situation. Yeah. That will not right by the card. 3-4 of them getting deleted, and she says, so I'm watching, so I'm thinking she could put out your phone. You know she gonna get deleted one time too. His bombs gonna be dropping. You know, it's dog fight, it's dog fight in the air. You understand? You didn't see what going on with the Venezuelans already. Using patas, and patas is between Trinidad and Venezuela. Using the back of patas as a training grounds for the testing grounds for the practice. Yeah, there's one of the I forget the name of the mushy, with a big bushwhacker I can see. You understand? That's a very big bushwhacker. A very big bushwhacker. Yeah. So you understand that when these things come up, when the terror come up, when the farming, the play, because as I keep on mentioning the market, because I've a lot of another kingdom working in see also. He always said, me blanco. You because it's called there's got a nigga have a title. It's got a nigga something. If they say, hey,
Negro.
Yeah, no, mama, I'm a nickname now. So they call me nigga before my nickname now. So so it's called Musuna. So it's called Musu. So I just be normal, you know, it's Northern Kingdom, I know how there is. So I just normal, you know, I don't know to play my balance, my thing normal. So I was telling him, I said, yeah, you study Donald Trump. So Donald Trump coming there, you see that's now. You Blanco. I said, just poquito. Little time. We tell you see.
Send them up in a cargo.
Yeah, so I was showing them because they also when the terror come, everybody gonna get catch. As the scripture say, when it's peace and safety, then sudden destruction. When it's sudden destruction, when I get them so dread, they're gonna be paused with it.
Yeah, fear or terror. When someone in the woods, right? They said to be terrified, their knees shake.
Yeah, you can't even.
And they can't move.
It's like in a dream. When they see the man coming fear, petrified. When the man coming fear, dream. They're running slow.
Yeah, when your hand come out, when you tickle your check out.
And now the Lord going to catch all of these two kids.
I have a piece of paper real quick. Acts 13 and certain verse 38. Be it known unto you therefore, men and brethren, that through this man is preached unto you for the forgiveness of sins, and by him all that believe are justified from all things from which he could not be justified by the law of Moses. Beware therefore lest that come upon you which is spoken of in the prophets. Behold, ye despise us and wonder and perish, for I work a work in your days which he shall in no wise believe, though a man declare it unto you. As you like they're gonna be like but if we didn't know, I didn't never know. But hey, guess what? You should say if I had not spoken, they would have had a cloak for their maliciousness. But he spoke to the ministry or the service of prophets. Right? But they choose to play. They rose and play. Right? In Egypt they rose and play. Right? That's what they want to do. They want to play Hebrew Israelite. Where's a Hoover crip? Yeah, I'm the same nigga from when I was yes, we believe you. You are that nigga. You are that nigga. You are the same nigga. You didn't become a new man. The old man never died and go. You understand? He's that same nigga, and he was manifesting it true, so that there was some amongst the true prophets that we were saying like, yo, this man ain't right. This man ain't right. Women, you should say these silly women in captives, right? Laden with sin, and that's what's happening. But
I'll pre-sell too.
This is the book of This is the book of Judges, chapter 10, I read from verse 13. It says, Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more. It said, go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen, let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation.
And that was Isaiah, I call that same sentiment. Right? You're going to go on to your idols. What you're doing now, right? They're doing now. They're holding on to the idols. Jake holding on to Islam, Allah, Muhammad, right? Jake holding on to JSUS, right? All the
a video with the same rapture thing going around, and people was laughing at all the people who sell the house and the children and everything. This man in the comment balling, well, I glad I'm a Muslim, and he laughing. He don't know he turn comment too. Yeah. He had expectation and he either go and fail.
Come on, Muhammad not coming on no fucking donkey from the west. When the sun rises in the west.
Yeah, when the sun rises. When the sun rises.
Even they sacrificing themselves thinking for a greater good. They sacrificing themselves for they're bringing damnation on their own self. You done it right?
Yeah, you
can. So this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 24. Proverbs chapter 24, verse 10. I read. So I'm going to see if I get it. 2 ways is bear with me. I'm going to get it 2 ways fast and see it.
Well, Jacob have a rude awakening to get from the Lord. That's what it's saying. A rude awakening.
Two-thirds going to die.
Gone.
As the Lord said.
Can. Yeah, great. Can.
We want to take this time of repentance, they take it as leisure time. It's like they can do as they please.
House and
They abuse the liberty.
God. So this is the book of Proverbs chapter 24 verse 10. I read, if thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. Yeah. That's it. We'll read it back. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 10. I read, if thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. So now we're gonna be taking pictures of a lot of these Christians, these Muslims, understand, all who in yeah, bring it down.
Bring it up because Ezekiel said the Lord shall expose all the abominations.
That is it. That is it.
Isaiah 19, Lord wants to know all the idols that in
That is it. That is it.
Right, remember when the Philistines won in the battle and they had the Ark of the Covenant?
Yeah.
What did the Lord do? The Lord threw the Ark of the Covenant, he broke the feet and the hands and the head of what Dagon fish god. Right? Dagon bowed down, the idol bowed down to the power of the Habash Shemel. Right? What you do in the time of Daniel? Right? Bella and the dragon. Right? The dragon was eating all the offering, all the sacrifices. Guess what? The fucking, it was the high priest and the chair.
Yeah, them living fat.
Slaughter them. Yeah, you put flour.
That's trap for them there.
Yeah. And that's kind of pain. That's kind of strength we need. Because you need to know that everything that's set up is a temporal. It's temporal. You see, they say in time of ignorance, the Most High winked. Right? When the knowledge of Yahweh Shemel Shai was not on the earth, Yahweh Shemel Shai winked. Right? Jake wasn't getting judged. But now, he put it outside there that there must be no abomination in the nation of Israel. Right? All homosexuals, all lesbians, all that will be put to death.
That's right.
Thus said Yahweh Shemel Shai.
That's right.
Right? The word of the Lord is true. Right? Don't fear, you're not going to get judged, you're going to get judged. Love no, weep later.
That's right.
That's right.
Start at 3. It said, now is the end. Ezekiel 7 and 3.
Well, hey, that is sure. This is how Babylon painted, isn't it? So everybody just go how it paint, it is what she paint, and it's like, oh, now it paint. Alright, I got into it just like that. And now they do it. This is Solomon Egypt once again. So they just paint the same way.
When we had a feast up in Macri, and had a nice woman, when I pull a new woman, I say, she said, I bisexual. Them are fucking spirit.
Yeah, there's
But when
demons up
they say
there.
in the day, they power all special, you know?
Yeah, that is it.
But them are spirit. You think they know? You rock on that? She was
Nah, she had a run.
The guy rocking that now.
She was still rub. She was still rub.
She gonna push away.
She go on, man. No, hey, at that time, even a vagrant gonna have power. A vagrant gonna have power in that time. That time they're gonna know. And then Jacob shot.
So that kid, don't ask him.
Yeah.
Ezekiel 7 and 3. It said, now is the end come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations.
They show for this sin as Sodom. They don't hide it again. Watch. That was something that you couldn't do long time in Trinidad and Tobago. Watch that now. They're walking down the road showing out right now.
But the guys even get
School.
and beat up. Right? A lesbian and me, I didn't know too much about that.
I remember if a man wear pants lower here, you know what they used to tell you? But the way you want somebody touch you. You used to call that with a man back in the day if your pants was low. Yeah, so no men wearing the pants quite down here. Tight.
I remember in Don't Be a Menace, some part in the movie where he had a pants here, all the way down.
Yeah, can.
But you see them blood, what they do, you know, they show their pants here, one here, one pants dragging, and you see them, shake them just by,
About 5 pounds they get.
by,
2 pounds and she
God,
look
my
close.
eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abominations shall be the midst of thee.
That's right.
And ye shall know that I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
So the Lord would do it.
Judgment without mercy.
I say the Lord would bring back his judgment into remembrance. Going back to the precept where Yakara to bring out in the Psalm 50 and I think the second to last verse. It said, those who forget me, lest I tear you in pieces. And that we Lord gonna do. Lord gonna bring. It's like I was telling I was basically in a video, and I say it's like the movie Final Destination, but on a high level. That gonna be the movie will never come out yet, and we're gonna be playing, and that be. You understand? The trailer
and the
premiere. You're gonna get, and even gonna get it in 3D. You're gonna get it in real life.
Okay.
You understand? Because that way gonna be. You walk from.
How high? That's okay.
Yeah. From running from gunshot, and then after you bounce up, some hooligans say escape from the hooligans.
What about the terrorists?
How they turn?
What about the apparition?
That is it.
What about the apparition?
So you just
what about
imagine
the teacher
that.
wild beast?
All that.
Yeah. What about the plague?
And he hear the bombs them dropping, boom.
See all that,
One time.
In Luke 21 and 36, it says, I read from 35, it says, for a snare shall it come upon all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore,
That's right.
watch ye therefore and pray always that you may be accounted worthy to escape. So you have to be worthy firstly to escape, and then you have to be worthy, you know, to go to the sea. Because the reason why the Bible is poetic, why it say the word escape? Because there's so much of things you're going to have to encounter, it's farming, it's play. You have to play.
The Lord say what? You're going to live up a standard.
When the enemy is coming, like a flood.
That standard, when you're going to take this out, we can escape.
That's right.
There's a data accuracy in the scripture Jeremiah 15, the street. It's in our point over them 4 kinds of the Lord. The sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy.
Look at the list getting longer.
So, what are Trump and headset talking about? Bad, it's our war. The Lord gonna just make you whole, your whole environment, and you can train these men physically, but mentally, you have not done so weak. The Lord just gonna put a spirit to them to fight, but they're gonna be afraid. You see the ship they call them the death adder. See, they're stuck in the end for the prophets prophesying, and they come into pass. You need to know. They don't know. The ship they say in Jeremiah 50, I think around verse 40, you say what? King of Babylon do the report and is afraid. Because what? All that Trump talk about, we have the best army and we have the best military and we have the best this and that and that, the best men in black wall. Yeah. The best of the best of the best of the best. The ship they say what? Mighty man shot on the hands on the law is like woman in the palms. Right? The terror will come upon them. But hey, of course the Bible say that the king of terror. In time of Egypt he was called the destroyer. The destroyer. Right? That's what you have a pet. The destroyer have a pet. Only forget about the pet. Only forget about the pet. Only big and bad and have submarine now in the Caribbean. In that shithole basin. The Caribbean. Right? It has something to fuck up your submarines. And your ships.
How the Psalm 6 here, there goes ships and there goes that.
Yeah, somebody bring it out. Somebody bring joke. I think it's joke 41.
Trump come out just talking about the submarine that he put next to Russia. That is the only one that have in the world, be on his knees and all that.
All kind of shit.
I lip
service, yeah.
I see, you don't have something to bring that down easy.
And
But
what?
I saw a news article, but I didn't get a fact check. You see those things that China bring their shit
But
the back of Venice.
But understand this, right? And it's so here for it be undetected, it's a man. But Lavata, it is undetected. Just do that. That's his realm.
Somebody bring on the Joe 41 car. I get a phone back for shop. Yeah, go ahead.
See the joke 41 on chapter 1, right? They can't gouge, blow out the Leviathan with a hook.
With a hook? Yeah, no hook for me. No, you know, like The Adventures of Moby Dick. You understand?
Who did Lord that spiritual hope the Lord that is a call it? We Lord could do that.
Yeah, the Lord how you call it. You know, you have a call for your birds, you might have a call for your dog.
Yeah.
You know about your call?
Okay.
You have a call for the batter.
Talk about they say refer to that they say they say to the power evil and when.
Yeah.
They say or his tongue with a cord which thou lettest down.
Yeah, you can't catch him. You can't go ahead.
That line. What line is that? That no line in the world, no material,
Can hold you up.
no wire, no different type of aluminum, nothing can tie down.
Because it had a video a while back where it is a submarine trying to go to a certain part of the sea and it was just bouncing off. For that little,
I see that.
What they were saying is like it's two different. Yeah. Ocean and the ocean. Two, so it's like two different entities.
The Lord Pop Bomb, they can't close down.
I believe in China or Japan, they have a sea, a dragon called the dragon. No, it's this side. They have the great dragon triangle or something like that, right? But the reason why they name it so because it had a US the big ship, right? With the US assembly jets, right? At a point in time it was going across the sea and something mashed it up, killing the US army and sinking them down below. And that's why you see China and stuff about Godzilla and thing. There's always a pump to that story where the US Navy was coming there and it gets sink. Like you had to go back, like it's a factual story, but you had to go like in depth to find the article because American government hide it. So like the History Channel needs to show it. But to find it back now, you had to go real deep to find by that story.
It's a web page.
Yeah. When you're talking about something called the group, you understand? I was looking at
Oh, it's kind of invisible thing showing up.
No, we call it the group because it was like a big song they hear.
When you see.
And they said record the song, and the song was so loud. They say when they scale the song, comparing to what
Like
size or something.
what species, yeah.
They say it was like about 3 times bigger than a movie. And it was as long as the Eiffel Tower. It says something that big could only produce a song like that. You can see how big this is compared to a movie.
Yeah,
biggest.
because fish finders and GPS with the fish finders, you just work off of the sound also, the solar, the vibration, the solar, the vibration of it. So when and this is the high tech thing now. Now we live in the 25th, so be real, they know where they stay. So the Lord actually had an even newly created beast. People see newly created beasts running out and running across and showing up themselves.
They say Acts 16 and 20. They say no heart can think upon these things wooden. Who is able to conceive his ways? It is a tempest which no man can see, for the most part of his works are hid.
Everything.
It's just a fairy law.
That's it. The key thing.
It's just
Fairy
a
law.
The idea is fairy
That's it.
law.
Say verse 2, it says, can God put a hook into his nose?
Yeah, he don't touch him. Go ahead.
Or bore his jaw with a thorn?
Yeah, he untamable as well.
It say, will he make any supplication unto thee? It say, will he speak soft words unto thee? And then my mother and the destination and slot the dragon, he was talking to them. He had speech.
He had speech down that he would imagine that, and he was terrified. He was real terrified.
What is that?
The destination and slot, that is that
Lord of the Rings. When that dragon was talking,
The black one that was up in the castle.
I think he was in a cave.
With the dwarfs and them.
Yeah, and there was gardens after they kill him.
Right.
And man talking to them and mocking them and all kind of thing.
Yeah. Baby, you know better.
But
He was
Titanic.
black.
Yeah.
He was black.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Titanic was
Titanic, the boats and say, they say that not even
unsinkable.
God can sink it.
The bankers was on it.
Yeah.
JP Morgan.
Yeah.
And one that was on.
They say not even God can sink it.
You know that story go deeper than that?
Yeah.
Even if the bankers there, had a man who was actually going to deliver some news about the small hats.
Yeah.
That the bankers was there. Plus him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Had real stuff breaking out about what went on in Thailand.
And what happened is that, what Leonardo DiCaprio name was in the show?
Jack.
Jack and the next one, that was the highlight of the show.
Yeah.
Jack and Rose.
Jack and the bitch.
Jack and Rose.
Shaka the Halot.
Jack and the Island, yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah,
That's it,
come
huh?
on, come on.
Verse 4 is saying, will he make a covenant with thee?
Have a piece with that. That's a wild teeth of wild beasts.
Like Godzilla.
Now where they get the concept of Godzilla? That cartoon Godzilla and Godzilla too.
Yeah.
When that raise up, what you know what I'm saying? When that raise up, your reaction as a human is like
Heart go down, feel you for free.
yeah,
That's
come
right.
like you will be freaked out.
Yeah, and it had no peace. We can relate it. It had no speech. We can talk to team it. You can send it back. You can tell it, please, sorry.
I would say you can't make a
Just
couple
say
of
it's
things.
actual habitat. Okay, look, it's one thing to see a shark on that.
Yeah.
To see a shark in the water. Imagine you on a boat or in a submarine and you seeing that. And you know you have nowhere to go.
Here comes the fire.
You want to shit yourself.
That's right. Hey, all you imagine this. No, well, and let's just show you. You take one of them, one of your biggest missile, and you shoot at it, and it's solo so. And then you find opening mouth, and that is it. There, the whole ship gets solo. Or fire come out. Because when they go over to talk about laser beams,
Line by line.
That's where they get Godzilla for.
Yeah.
Godzilla is that.
Then the fight bad. A lot of movies come out from the Bible. A lot of
Godzilla
big movies.
and
Loch Ness Monster.
no,
King
big
Kong.
fucking one.
King
Kong.
Yeah.
That is in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Can't.
Well,
So before you say, will he make a covenant with thee? He said, well, don't take him for a servant forever.
Yeah, if I have a pet, he's not a pet, but
He said, will thou play with him as with a bird?
never.
Or will thou bind him for thy maidens?
Right, because you know, you go and chop a bird and make a fake girl or a cat or a
That
dog.
can never be a pet.
You can't do that with Leviathan. Right? Leviathan is an uncapable beast, but only submissive to who? The Hawashai, but the Hawashai. Is the Hawashai pet. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
was terrifying. When you see the suffering, the sacrificing of the cracker, yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead. They make a covenant with the cracker because the cracker was getting feed. And then you see,
Something back here, there.
Yeah, you see? Go ahead. What about the
Okay,
pistol?
that's not line back here, back.
God.
It's Psalm 104 and verse 26. It say, that is it? Yeah. There go the ships. There is that Leviathan, whom thou hast made to play therein.
That's
That's
it.
why one of the theories is that Leviathan take the Titan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why the fires there with in China, in Asia, in Greece, they have a triangle as well. And you can tell you that the Bermuda Triangle, Bermuda is north of Bahamas. That's on this side, closer to America. The Bermuda Triangle too, they have the documentary showing you that pilots flying and they're going through like time warp shit. Right? Go on.
Yeah, verse 27, it says, these wait all upon thee, that thou mayest give them their meat in due season.
That's it.
So I say, give them I don't say he gave the lands to man
Yeah.
and the blood.
You remember the last Kong?
Leviathan.
But in Kong, what they're showing here, when he was fighting, not Leviathans,
Yeah.
Yeah?
More than
More than what? The Leviathan?
Pacific Rim, when they was fighting,
The so-called kaiju.
Can't.
is Leviathan.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know what? Let me show
Leviathan
you.
is just what you call it, like you call canine is dogs,
it's a
feline is cats. Yeah, they got that too.
You don't understand. If you load, so like when
Leviathan, you know, movie they make like it and it's not the name of it, but the story of Nessie.
Yeah, Loch Ness
Loch Ness
Monster.
Monster, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that was in England.
Yeah.
Gone.
But if you understand and you really follow and understand how
And then
powerful, fathom, right, fathom. Don't want to encourage. They really fathom it, and they understand, they would write it on, but I see it. They really fathom it, and they understand how powerful Yahweh Shim Yoshai is. Just to understand that, alright, well, when he created Yahushai and Yahushai, with the elect created the earth, let's imagine where Leviathan staying right now, where he's so kind of fine. You understand? Because we know the hand is given to the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. And the wicked, he would have searched out things, as they say in the book of Psalm 64. He had deep. So that means, because it's like, because the Bible take a treasure chest. So you wouldn't go down into the research, you wouldn't go down.
The Bible is the point of reference for all the
For
research.
everything.
That's what it
all.
starts off with. When they went and dig up Egypt, when they went and dig up anywhere, archaeologists, Jerusalem, the Middle East, Palestine.
Find everything.
It's about the
Bible.
Bible.
It's like, but guess what, Howard? Let's say after that point, it is bones that
It cannot pass.
So that first people should say who thou art wiser than Daniel.
Yeah.
Right? Thou has accomplished the diligent search. So what did they search? They went and searched out to see if the words of the book is true. If the scrolls are true. They gather the scrolls, then they test the scrolls, they realize what is it meant, what is the meaning of the scrolls, they oppress, they fulfill everything that was supposed to be fulfilled. And now they're going to fulfill their own destruction by their own hands.
That's right.
The pit that thou hast dig, thou shalt fall into it.
That is it. You see, down you say Egypt against Egypt.
Yeah, the Lord say what? I have created the waster and the smith and the waster to destroy. Right? So hey, guess what? Go into full war mode. Right? And to quote Eminem, who's a Jake, who's ready for war? I'm ready for war. I got a bunch of machetes and short. And that's Yahushai saying that to you. So you understand? Yeah. Yahushai he say he's a man. Yahweh say he's a man of war. By his actions are war. You don't war that war. You see that video? Until Yahushai come, I will always remember that video. When they say that the chariot land on the airfield, 3.5 earthquake, and African American type angels come out wearing a material suit that they never seen before, with weapons that they never seen before, with a look on their face like that, they've never been conquered. You understand? Yahushua ready for that war.
Right? You sing that song? Jackal, you sing that song Elephant Man? You don't want a war.
Elephant Man sing now.
Now what about Merciless? They say war.
Yeah.
Yeah, you understand?
Hey, that's one. Yashlam, what in the same song, 104, let's go one hand.
Yeah. Psalm 104 and verse 25. It says, so is this great and wide sea, wherein are things creeping innumerable, both small and great beasts.
You see, he's only search for, I think it's like 10% of the sea.
That is it?
I think
10,
it's
that's not, they went out to 10%.
Yeah. But they were spending billions of dollars by making submarines and making little small balls to go down deeper and deeper.
By them saying that the only discover 10% is making no sense, because if you only discover 10%, that means you really don't know how big the sea is.
They don't know what they mean. They do not know what they mean.
You can see discover 10, I mean it must be that's for your reason.
Well,
Say verse 6, right? Before you go verse 6, it says shall the companions make a banquet for them?
Yeah, because you know what, take this and spot it and like I saw on social media somebody said the first time I had a guitar was when I went to Texas. No, I saw on social media. Some family of mine. Some family that come well, he report himself to come back. He said the first time I ever eat alligator was in Texas. If you go online you'll see they grill that shit bad. It will look succulent, not fucking I not eating
boy, dude.
No, when they smoke that dog, and they see them part in the flesh.
Good.
Part in that way,
Nice.
drop it from the bone and go look sick. I not eating that shit.
If Jake eating monkey,
Jake eating Kobo.
Anything you
Jake
get a
eating
man
Jake
chance,
eating
Scott.
Volk.
The national bird.
Eating Jack Cross. I think I'm going to Jamaica.
The Venezuelans, they come and they fucking pulling out the gala or whatever, and they eating that. The meat on that gray. They're mad.
And Jake on book tell me that already. She say, oh, eat anything once it cooked properly.
Yeah, I remember in the back half and I know what I'm thinking. I'm saying, if we hungry, me eat you too. Yeah,
Toast.
so the market will
But what if Jake that come across social media eating the snails and them?
But
pasta.
No, but he was in pasta when
You
me
see
down there.
that, Jake?
I don't know if he's a Jake.
No, he's a Jake. He's a Igbo.
But
He grew up on Mount Evo.
But here the scene. Since after he stated that, but here what he.
Man say we just have a delicacy walking around.
Curry snail, boy. Curry snail.
Voilà.
They say shall dog, they say shall the companions make it backward for him.
Hey, they come. Come. I didn't even talk about the kind of come. I talk about the big one is Joe Michel for fish. A big big one, lambi, they call it lambi. That's just a bigger snail.
Let's call it lamb too.
That's a bigger snail. That's snail family.
Cogs, what I see, cogs. Yeah. Voilà.
But this fucking world gone, Jake. This world man see now be thousands of snails. Thousands of snails.
Nothing has happened to me yet.
You take shame for glory.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah, boy.
Voilà.
Yeah, like my manager, he say, we can't tell you nothing about pork. My grandmother used to eat pork. Like, she used to cook pork like that. And she used to cook with the pork lard and all kind of thing. Nothing about pork.
Yeah, soon. A lot of time getting cancer and stuff.
So guess what? Give me the word. So only give it the word and it's a abominable. And you see that's why the Lord say you wanna destroy the pastor, the prophet, and those that will happen unto him. That is Ezekiel 14. Right? Because what? He that defile the temple, the most high gonna defile. Right? And the one that teach the defiler, he won't get judged. Teaching me life. He teaching that the Lord say, God, even if you're not religious, you're not religious, he will tell you by the Bible, say, hold up, I bless. Oh, you remember them things? You remember them things? Because that's how Satan comes. I remember the very first time I consciously eat pork. I had an uncle round the corner, and every time he come, he was like a little fucking Satan ball. Sunday lunch. Pork. And how they say pork here. Yeah, pork here. Pork. I talk about that real small now, but I can't remember it. I remember he come like fucking Satan now. Evil.
I remember before I came to the truth, father was in Christianity, so they would invite a pastor to come and pray for the little house and thing now. Have you seen that? The only pastor is just cooking a hearty meal. He said we will get some pork, some real nice pork. And after that, he went bless
I have an uncle, he's a pastor too. He come down, he said that. I even have a family reunion. He said, some pork. I said, pork? All right, now you're talking.
Them just hop over them places.
That was it. They had there on that, right? You can't make a banquet out of that. Right? So we don't have these beasts. You have nature. You gotta have right what is out the four kinds. The sword, the famine, the beast, and the pestilence. Right? So the sword. Guess what? Bring the war. Bring the war.
Bring it on right now.
The artificial war coming.
Second is just 13. The man flew, he hit the arm, and that man flew upon a mountain.
He gave himself a mountain.
A great mountain. Were you ready for it?
I was thinking I had a dream yesterday where chariot just come and just cross it before Child was coming and crush everything. Just crush, nobody had nothing. They just crush and the child was just floating. Like it just floating, hovering over it. It was just looking big. It was looking like big and great. You see like how you see how that's in the sky? So imagine that now just put it diagonal. So you see the immensity of it and just crush you across it, everything. What's right? No smoke, nothing, no lights, nothing, everything just crush. So like it just subdued, like a dog over a prey, and subdued. Now it's like come to subjugation. So with that, we give all praises and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash.
Shalom to the left.
Shalom.
Rock, bye-bye.